think people don't know about podcast disclaimers? They're the ultimate cover our butts move. All right, folks, let's get real. You know those disclaimers at the start of podcasts? The ones that say these opinions are our own and not our employers, friends, or anyone who might sue us. Yeah, those. Why do we need them? Because Stacey and Casey here, well, we might say something bonkers. And we don't want you blaming our bosses, our moms, or that guy who bagged our groceries last week. Nope, it's all on us, people. Think of it like this. We're just two dudes with microphones and way too much free time. And while we're at it, let's be clear. Our jokes, rants, and random thoughts, purely our own genius or nonsense. Depends on the day, so sit back, relax, and remember, if you're offended, it's definitely not because of our employers. It's all Stacey and Casey, baby. Covering our butts, one disclaimer at a time.
Yeah. What up, y'all? I'm Stacey.
I'm Casey.
And this is the
Stacey and Casey Show. What it is, Jive Turkey?
What's
Mother
going on?
suckers.
How's your week been?
Oh my God. Every day is a friggin' blessing.
Say it again. I actually had a customer today say to me, every day is good, some days are great, and I love when it happens, and it's amazing.
Wow.
I'm stealing that. I like that. That is a way to live life right there.
And from one man to another who believes speaking things into existence really matters. I mean, man, what a great... You're going to teach me that before I leave. I'm going to use that too.
No worries.
Yeah.
I got you. Shout out to him. I don't remember his name, but I remember his quote. He was like, and you know the best part? I made that up. I was like, hey, you should take claim of that. You should be proud. So, what's going on new in your life, man? I know you got a gang of shit going on every day. So,
man, I wish the days were longer.
And
that's all I hear.
Brighter.
That's all I hear about people talking about. They're like, man, I'd be more productive when I get home, but get home and it's dark outside. It's cold. You don't want to go out. I mean, who doesn't want to go home and just sit and watch a movie or play video games?
Especially when it's cold.
Order a pizza.
Especially when it's cold.
I know.
It sucks when you're getting off work and it's dark, literally. Like, I feel like the days, and these are conspiracy theorists out there that are like, that's true, but the days have gotten short. I just feel like somewhere along the lines, this daylight savings time, we skipped a year and just went back twice.
Yeah, I wish I could believe that, like, that conspiracy could be true, but you know, there'd be like some smart genius somewhere jumping out of a laboratory going, oh, the math is off. I don't know, the days are shorter. So I think we could have whistleblowers out there. We're not all stupid yet. There's some smart ones out there.
We know the days are off just off of there being a 13-month calendar. There's so much science behind the 13-month calendar that it makes no sense. And I don't want to, get into conspiracies and everything, but that's where I've been at in my head this week. It's just, where is the time gone?
Well, even though the days are short, my days start nice and early. It's when my wife's first alarm goes off at 3:30 in the morning.
Fuck that.
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning, and you're thinking, what does she work? On a toll booth? No, she's a manager at a call center, and her shift doesn't start till 7. But hour 1 has to be spent drinking coffee. Hour 2 is getting the outfit ready. And hour 3 is getting to work and starting work before she even clocks in. She has the best work ethic of anyone ever sees. So horrible at waking up, though. So that means she hits her alarm 3 times when all I need is like 1.
See.
So I'm up at 3:30, even though I don't have to leave the house until 6?
That's horrible.
Or 6:45 I leave.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's funny because Asia's bad habits have worn off on me. She was the snoozer for the longest, and now
man, I hate snooze. No offense, Asia.
No, now I hit snooze. It's worn off. It's one of them bad habits. Either you pick up theirs, where you wake up early, right, or you give in and hit the snooze button.
Stacey,
I gave in and hit the snooze button. So
even before Paula's whole 3:30 in the morning, I'm an early riser. I usually have to wake up and take a piss around 5 o'clock-ish. So from that point on, I'm awake. This isn't like KC 2020 who drinks a full bottle of vodka and a couple bottles of wine or glasses of wine, and I need like an alarm. No. I sleep very, very lightly. and I'm very productive in the morning. I raked out a bunch of shit out of the chicken coop. Our guinea died. That's sad. Rest in peace, guinea.
The baby?
Yeah,
What happened?
I don't want to say.
Did get taken advantage of.
I feel a little responsible.
You put it out too early.
Yes and no. I put it in a situation that was probably pretty harsh for it. It was going to have to be a survivor. We had to segregate it. Well, right before we put this guinea in general population, our other guinea died. I don't know. Long story short, this guy was pecking at all the new chickens, like in their eyeballs, like trying to rip out their eyes. We're like, man, we got to get this guinea out of here. And every night I was putting it like in this protected outside part. And the last night I was like, this guinea's fast as fuck. Ain't nothing catching this thing. He's like the road runner in the coyote. You know? I could barely catch it. And the following morning, I walk out to the coop and let them all out. And I was like, oh, the guinea's sleeping right next to the. Oh, no, it's not. It's missing its inside. So yeah, definitely a coyote got to it. But the good news is we're not going to get any more guineas, and that's a good start. But we're at 100. We're at 100 and like 101 chickens right now, and don't forget we got that incubation hatch on Christmas morning.
Speaking of Christmas and chickens,
hey,
we have our advent calendar. As you know, we have our hot sauce calendar.
You a merry hot sauce. We wish
and unfortunately, now we're not eating any of Casey's chicken, but
one day
we do have chicken here that we're going to put the hot sauce on.
Let's see.
Today we are on. Give me one.
I think
second.
it's day 12.
Day 12.
Yeah, 12, 12,
24.
Today's a special day. It's the only time in the year we'll have 12, 12, the same numbers, and then the
double
and 24.
So the math adds up. What kind of witchcraft are they doing today? 12, 12, 24.
All right, which one is it?
Day 12. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, there it is, right in the middle. The first one I saw.
Dude, all right, I see why you finger fuck them. All right, nope, no judgment.
Okay, I'm glad you did one though. Now you see
no judgment. Like. That is crazy.
Ooh, this is the first time you get to pop one open.
This one almost looks like a barbecue sauce.
Ooh, those look kind of thick. Ooh, that looks like barbecue. Like you got a hat.
We've got chipotle pepper.
Chipotle pepper.
We can get it out later.
Are you sure? I think it just went into another dimension. Thinking in my
could have been a short-lived experiment here. So what we've done this time is we have some chicken.
Just rip the fuck out of it.
Just for those. See?
All right. So
and we're gonna pour the sauce just directly on it. We're gonna get. I'm glad that it was something manageable, but it could be crazy.
Come on, Stacy, you got this.
You're good.
No, I don't want you to splash it everywhere.
We're just gonna pour the whole bag on it. Hell with it.
That's a pretty good drizzle you got there.
Drizzle, drizzle.
Good drizzleation.
Shake that bad boy on up.
A little pickleation. I'm the best at this.
How easy that was.
Bestillation. I'm the master at this. The master.
Hey, let's do it.
My wife was like, "Why do you guys always talk about semen?" I'm like,
"We're the only ones that can create it.
We're guys, yeah." If you can,
why do you guys always talk about being pregnant?
I talk about colostrum one episode, and only you can create colostrum.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers, mother. Wipe it on the tights. Initial thought, I say peppery.
It's funny because my initial thought was, "Ooh, there's gonna be some spice." Then my second thought was, "Oh no, there's not. I'll take another one." That was good.
My nugget was bigger than your nugget.
You want another nugget?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna drench this one in the sauce though.
General assessment. That was a really good sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Chipotle sauce. I'm gonna give that one a 2 thumbs up. There's the spice coming in on that one. Okay. Definitely the spice coming in on that one.
I don't know what dance this is.
I'm gonna rinse that palate, as we like to say, because gosh dang.
All right.
That was warming up, but I will say
Spicy without too much fire. Oh man.
Was that my lighter?
Yeah.
No. Spicy without too much fire.
Stuff's always
No.
better than my stuff.
I will say that one was a good one. Shout out. I can't wait for day 13. That one has a little bit of spice on the back end. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling it actually now.
Yeah.
It's actually worse now than it was.
The first one. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's actually worse now than it was the first time I said this is worse now. It's like hasn't even finished its climax yet.
Huh. That's what she said. No, I'm excited on this one. As far as a good spicy sauce,
So
that one has a good well, there's only one piece left. I'm gonna kill it. Go ahead, Kish. Take that. I'm gonna hit the spicy like you did.
yeah, do it.
Give your assessment.
My assessment, man, what I'm trying to compare it to something. All right. Say that you like it's really cold outside, okay? It's really cold. Like right now. It's really cold. And you're driving from a slumber party, okay? From a slumber party. You step out of the car because your car breaks down and you got to walk the remaining way. Well, it's not very far. It's only a block. Don't ask me why your car broke down. Maybe you ran out of gas. This is all going back
Flat
to the
tire.
flavor of the hot sauce, by the way. I'm a hot sauce, but okay. It's really cold. You step out of the car. You don't see a puddle, okay? You step in it. You're wearing slippers. You left a slumber party. You ditch the slippers. You're thinking, I'm making a run for it till I get to this house because it's only a block, but my feet are fucking cold as shit. You get to the house, as your feet start to warm up, you start to feel the pain because it's taking time to like the numbness to go away. But then you're like, oh yeah, I fucked up my feet more than I thought at the beginning. That's how my mouth felt.
I feel that right now.
Yeah, so it's a real delayed reaction. So that's
I was
my
wondering where
take
you
on
were
it.
going with that, but that's actually a good analogy. Yeah, it's definitely one of
I
those.
just thought about that. That's a good
Oh,
one.
I fucked up moments. You know what I'm saying? But
No, if we hit that heavy, if we didn't put it in there, shake it with all that crap, we just like loaded up one potato chip or something, you would have been like, that's hot as fuck. You know when you do that? That's do it, pretend. Do it. Pretend like you just do it.
you can't put me on the spot. It's a natural
That's hot as
reaction.
fuck. That's hot as fuck.
Hot as fuck?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
there
kind
it
of like
is.
that. You did
I'm like,
it. Yeah, just like that.
I'm like, dude,
So
this one is not at that level, but it is definitely every word I say, every breath I take.
oh god,
It gets
you
a
want to
lot
start singing
worse.
some P Diddy
You know what I'm
songs?
saying? It gets a lot worse. Oh, shit.
Come on, that was a
Oh,
Thursday. We do that on
shit.
Fridays.
Speaking of Diddy, with all the shit going on,
We
what
have a
about
guest. We have a guest today.
hey, Jay-Z is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Jay-Z,
No, I'm
come
lying.
here.
I'm lying.
He brought B.
No. Hey, don't do that. Don't get us in trouble. We'll be on the next hit list. But, excuse me, with everything going on in the media, is Jay-Z the next distraction? I feel like we're getting distraction after distraction after distraction. Is he the next one? He allegedly, for those who don't know, had inappropriate relations with a child in 2000. His response, he took the family to see Mufasa. I like it. Says a man that's not guilty right there.
That's one take on it.
Or
you, or he fucked a 13-year-old, and it's pretty obvious. Just kidding. It's not obvious. Allegedly. No. With everything that they have uncovered and their connection over the years, and some things we're probably going to listen to later in the show, so we have some shit. You start to not make it. It's hard to believe otherwise. Let me just say that. So don't judge me and just saying.
I will say the video
you know what I
we're
mean?
going to play, though, he didn't really mention Jay. He mentioned B.
He did mention B, but Jay was there in the situation.
Yeah.
And given the situation, that's a little smoke over years and years and years and years of fire. The video we're going to watch, he's referring to 06. We're in 24. This shit just went down. And apparently this started back in like 97, 96.
Let's play it. Let's let him hear it. Because we know that it's been going on since 96.
We
That's
know.
when his career
Our
started.
eyes are open. And
We can just say that's when he came to public spotlight. So we could assume that's when it probably started because of the history of these people, of what we're seeing the pattern to be alleged, right?
And a little background on the video before you play it.
Go ahead.
It's Larry Johnson, the football player. That's the one we're playing, right? Yeah, Larry Johnson, the football player, and he's on a podcast. And
Ex NFL player. We'll put it that way.
NFL
Just to be
player.
safe.
Yeah.
How
and,
does the camera? Oh, that's me. I'm moving the camera. Can you adjust?
Oh.
I apologize, guys. You don't want to see me. You want to see the model of
Hey,
Spade.
what's up? What's up,
You want
dog?
to see the wannabe Luigi?
Nah.
Luigi. It's
But-
Mario.
It's not. I like Wario playing that game. It's Wario.
That's what Luigi coming.
Hey, and when you're watching this video, you had the same mindset. You had the same mindset that he has when he's telling this story. That when you got woke to these stories, like this shit was actually happening with all the kids and Diddy and underground trafficking and all that stuff, your mind was blown. It was just like, holy
Think
shit.
of the first time it really clicked to
Yeah.
you. This is really happening.
Okay, so take back all that stuff you know and say you were at a party like this, dude, and put yourself in that mindset and how you would take that situation at the time in comparison to hindsight 2020.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I would do after, but yeah, just watch this.
Now, I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the winter time of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to have been like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults. There was a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old teenage Latin girl that was there, and I think she had to leave because she had school and she had to do homework, but she brought her mother with her. So it was no funny business going on, which I could respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these young children. I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking, loud music, and us dancing wild, like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, you know, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories. I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving children.
Shout out to Jasmine Brand for that video.
Jasmine Brand, yep.
But I do want to say that sounds pretty accusatory towards Beyonce. So I'm just gonna say, what's next? We got Jay-Z now. So I want to go down the list. We took out Diddy. Nobody gives a fuck about Diddy. Nobody gave a fuck about him then. They don't care now. We all knew he was on some weird shit. So then they went for the next.
Didn't go
Person
for it.
of
Sounds like
status.
his name was brought up because he was
There you go. That's a way to put it. Somebody threw him under the bus. We get Jay in it. Will he bring down B?
I think it's going to come down. I think this is why the names are getting brought down the way they are. So there's allegations probably going on in court right now with Diddy that include person A and person B in the room in this situation. Now they're going to have to clarify who these people are. So maybe this is coming up that way. They have to bring in Jay at this point. He's the next big hitter in line. Next thing you know, maybe.
I mean, they had a whole list to bring up for Jeffrey Epstein that they never brought up.
I mean,
a whole bunch of people to bring in for questioning. Could have started with Ghislaine Maxwell. So, I mean, when I think about this, I just think about, I want everybody to remember how all this started. There's so much shit getting piled on us now, right? That the goal, I feel like, is to make us forget the last event because there's so many to come, right? So what are they trying to hide and what do they want us not to see? Like, this has been a whirlwind since COVID. COVID, when you really think about it, the quarantine, the whirlwind started. You had celebrities on house arrest. This is when the rabbit hole opened about, kids for sale on Wayfair. There was all these crazy things coming out.
You say what is this hiding? I think everything that
say
it
it again, Guru.
Everything that gets done gets hidden in plain sight. Everything from MK Ultra,
I don't think it's hidden. I think they have to tell us, don't they? I'm asking because you know about this. So
I'm just saying the whole thing, okay, Diddy, whatever, 13-year-olds, okay. Yeah, these are really bad cases. Think bigger. Okay, how about that tape that Diddy had of Colin, who was he talking to? But he's like, listen to what I say. Dispose the pizza, or recycle the plastic and dispose the pizza boxes from the party. Okay, now pizza boxes.
there's a lot of incriminating shit.
There is so much with underground child trafficking type allegations out there right now, and that is the deepest, darkest, most grossest thing that you would want to come out in your name, no matter who you are.
Facts.
Now, think about the names and the people that have been brought up by these child traffickers who have been all over YouTube.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, they mentioned. They mentioned
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Biden. They mentioned They mentioned Joe Biden. They mentioned bigger names than Diddy. My point being,
and I'm with you, and that's where my problem is why are we worried about the celebrities? Worry about the people that run our country. These are the people that represent us around the world.
Amen. So what are they doing with this case? Because I have a feeling when Trump goes into office, because he has made it very clear that he is looking to wipe the nasty off the face of out of the country. When I say wipe the nasty, I mean deport the people, the criminals that shouldn't be here.
Immigrants who are here illegally. And that doesn't mean just Hispanic, because people forget. Everybody hears that and they're like, "Oh, you're racist." No, there were Asian immigrants that came through that border. There were Middle Eastern terrorists that came through that border. So when you hear and you think immediately Hispanic, that's you who's prejudiced.
Long story short, dude, I was just referencing like the shit people, and the shit people include child traffickers. So if
that's the highest of the list.
So that's exactly. So if I would think that would be the thing, that's the American people's big concern right now, because it's my big concern. I know it's your big concern. Mm-hmm. Everyone I talk to,
think everybody's
so disgusting. I just see that people are trying to cut off the snake's head, so to speak. Before the snake's head, what's the term?
They're cleaning up their act.
They're trying to put a zip on all this shit before the big wigs say, okay, it's a closed case. Boom.
Well, let's acknowledge Guru really quick. He said a really good one. A lot of people conveniently fled the country.
Amen.
Ellen.
Good call.
Ellen. Yeah. Tom Hanks. A lot of these people on the Epstein list are getting out of Dodge. Why are these people on the Diddy list sticking around? That's a weird question.
Didn't Ellen used to brag about the pizza parties she used to
throw? Oh, there's been a lot of questionable things about Ellen lately that's been out here. And it's just,
man, it's bad.
I just find it, the reason why I'm going over this is because
so much, she used to crack me up.
When I look at this and I look at all the diversions, and I hate to keep bringing up the UHC killer, but I almost feel for this guy.
Oh, I do big time.
I kind of think he's innocent. And when we're talking about Luigi, what's his last name?
Mangione.
There we go. I don't want to say it wrong, but I will say I have a lot of questions.
Oh, God, don't we all?
This man, and I want to start with this question because I know this is something you've been on heavy this week, especially, well, not this week, when it happened, when it broke, is him being taken into custody. So we're going to play the video, and
I'll say why I think this is important. But yeah.
Before or after? Just so I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's completely out of touch. And it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and to lived experience.
This is truly an insult to the American people. Literally telling us they're playing with our intelligence. What's your thoughts? Because look, I've been listening, and I think Casey's onto something.
No, man, it's very relatable. You know, when you're really passionate about something, I told you this too when we were showing the video. I'll keep it simple, but when you're really passionate about something and your nerves are shaking, you're getting involved in a murder case, you're just finding out, and you know it's not true. Your voice tightens up around your throat. It's hard to talk. Tom Segura talked about in his stand-up, saying, you can't talk because you're so angry and you just fucking. You can hear the strain and the holdback in his voice, and he was passionately trying to keep the message simple. Insult to the intelligence of the American people is the most coherent thing out of that whole fucking rant. And that's what I took out of it. So it's an insult to the American people. I mean,
So I'm gonna say,
is
let me
that
speak for the what are they, left wing, right wing, whatever. Well, that it is an insult because we have to pay for health care.
no, he's not backing up his reason for no, he's claiming innocence. If he was sincerely wrote down like a manifesto and wrote down deny, defend, whatever on the bullet casing, and he was that passionate about it. When you get caught, you said, "Yes, that was me, and I stand up for what I believe in." You don't say, "I don't know where the money came from. That backpack's a waterproof backpack. I don't know what you're talking about," and you're yelling going into the
Yeah,
courtroom.
you would be proud.
I have okay, and this is my experience.
That's real.
Let me
Hey, I just want to say really quick, you just blew my mind because you're right. He would be proud of what he did. He would not be hiding or running from what he did. That's crazy.
and let me throw this out. This is my experience. I'll be 45 years old, a Marine. I have all in all 5 sisters, exes even, and people I've dealt with over the years that have had drug problems, liars, deceivers. You could smell bullshit when somebody's lying. In this whole case and cover up, everything from the stage recordings of the mayor saying we got him caught on video, just like Kamala saying, "Oh, we did it on video," and you can tell it was all staged. And what he did right there was real. It wasn't like part of the plan. And if it was part of the plan, they would flip it and say he said this because of this, and they would make it follow their case rather than everything else, which fell in a perfect piece of the puzzle. Oh, this was because of this. We found the gun. We found this. That's the one thing they didn't say. Oh, he said this because of this. They had no answer to it.
My thing is the similarities because how many people now I mean I don't know because this isn't like I'm asking, this is a question when I say it, but how many people kill somebody and write a manifesto? Why is it every person who does these crimes against people who aren't celebrities but they garner public news, or even the ones that go like the assassin against Trump, have these manifestos, right? And why is it that they're all caught with the shit? The last I checked, when you look at the crime rate, I used to watch First 48, right?
Yeah.
And the hardest thing for them to find was the murder weapon, 90% of the time. And
I
all
see,
these
yeah.
people, you catch them and they got the murder weapon on them.
This guy killed a dude in front of everybody saw the video. Calmly killed in front of hundreds of people, got away scot-free, not shaking your like they say it was the perfect murder. He's an assassin, wrote even on the shell casings, and then he gets caught with all the evidence on him eating a fucking hash brown with a confused look on his face. And just for the record, I've watched the interrogation with the officer that got him. The officer is on the force for only 6 months so far, so they're treating him like a fucking hero already, even though he hasn't been found guilty of
hasn't been through
anything.
due
No.
process.
They already are appraising him for a job well done of finding the murderer. They're already painting the picture. And he's like, "Yeah, it's only 6 months on the force. I never thought I'd be part of this." Oh my God, it's so staged. And he never even confirmed that he was in New Jersey. They said they asked him a question. He seemed kind of apparently shaky. And at that point, we knew we
If
got
I'm
our
eating
guy.
a hash brown and a cop pops up on me talking about put your hands behind your back, I'm gonna be a little shaky. You know what I mean? Whether I did something or didn't.
No
Like,
shit.
I'm gonna be like, whoa, wait a minute, huh? What? Wait a sec. Like, hell, who doesn't get shaky getting pulled over for a speeding ticket?
I want to know who the McDonald's employee person was that
That
made the
turned
phone
in.
call. And
I want to hear that
I
911
want to
call.
hear the 911 call. And I also want to see who that person talked to 24 hours prior
Before?
to. Yeah.
I want their phone records.
Anybody that might have said something, maybe a customer that maybe leaned in and said, "Hey, that person back there." I don't know. I'm just saying.
Where did
I
it
don't.
come from?
I
How
don't
did they know?
believe this shit.
How many people are on the top 10 wanted list from the FBI that have been on the run for 20, 30 years that don't get identified?
This genius got
And
away
this
scot-free
guy gets caught,
out of state.
hey, out of state at a random McDonald's. But my favorite part is you've traveled and kept everything. It's crazy to me. And it's,
Dude,
I just want to say, who remembers the Trump assassin's name? Because this has gotten more airplay and more attention than the person who tried to assassinate the soon-to-be president. Really think about that. So what is being covered? Now, we've gone over South Korea, right? What was the other one we went over? I forgot. There's so much going on. I'll slip it.
No, I already think we already onto something with the motive behind this. We don't need to find something hiding.
So what's
Follow the
motive?
money. Follow the money.
So
Who's the biggest
say it
inside?
again.
Who follow the money?
anytime there's
Rush
some
Hour.
shit,
Rush Hour 2.
if you want the answer, what do
Follow-
the cops say? They say when they're tracking people, follow the money.
Follow the money. It's
So-
usually the white guy. In this case, it's a white girl.
Or could it be a white girl and an Indian woman? We don't know. Allegedly,
But
some people made a huge financial gain off of this assassination.
apparently, Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House,
The best
the
trader
best
of
trader
all
of all
time.
time. She tripled
I
her
think I called
salary
this
with
out.
one trade with
I
that
called
visa
this out
trade.
on the last episode before it even came
Yeah.
out, didn't I? I said
Yeah. Okay. Now
Pelosi.
Pelosi's like 9,500 years old.
She's
So
been doing this forever.
here's our theory, or my theory. I think we kind of agreed a little bit on this. One way or another, this sounds like an old lady who watched a bunch of fucking murder mysteries. Said we need to make sure that this fits like a glove, better than the OJ glove, because that didn't work, because that was a real fucking case. This is a fake one, so we need all the evidence laid out. So everything's laid out, video footage of like shakes and hands in the air. We did it, we got him. They're gonna try to make this open and shut, and it sounds like there's a rich woman behind it.
Well, I will say we watched The Attorney. I didn't clip the video because it's a long video. I recommend we'll post it to our page.
Yeah.
I think he brought up a lot of good points that people aren't talking about. Why is it that this suspect they've painted a picture and a narrative on, but when it's a school shooting suspect, right? And now let me take that back. When it's I'm gonna just call it what it is, call it racist. When it's a white kid that does some crazy shit, they're mentally unstable. Something is wrong at home. But this guy doesn't fit that narrative. He comes from money.
Lots of money.
He comes from an Ivy League school.
His grandfather owns nursing homes, owns a radio station, owns all type of shit where they're in the same group as like Pelosi.
So
over
this
in Maryland,
narrative,
the families.
well, I want to say this because the narrative they're pushing with back pain and him not being able to have sex, blah, 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 right? Think about what you just said. His grandfather owns things in medical care, in the medical field. He can get the little blue pill. He can get a painkiller to where his back don't hurt. He can put the stroke in.
I think it's safe to say he can not have insurance,
And
and
get those.
his family would figure out a way to get him a bionic body with the kind of money they have. So I don't think money and the stress of money pushed this young kid to the point of murdering when
Well, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's deep dive Luigi a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
what's
Again,
going
goes
on
to
with
an Ivy
Luigi?
League school,
Ivy League school,
comes from a wealthy family.
Mhm.
What was he doing previous to this?
Play sports.
But I'm saying previous to this, what
Six-
did his family say? Where was he at? What was going on?
This is interesting. 6 months prior to this, his mom filed a missing persons report. Haven't heard from him since like July, according to reports. So he went off the grid missing.
And he pops up a fucking assassin.
And he pops up as an assassin.
Somebody scream. Where we got? What is it called? Where's the echo? MK Ultra.
Uh-oh.
Can we do it again?
Yeah, do it again.
MK Ultra. Sounds to me like he is a victim. Now, as far as I'm sorry, I like the echo a little bit. And good one. Guru, I'm hearing the number 6 quite a bit. Well, I mean, it lines up to 12, 12, 24. It's all factors, numerology. Hey, Zuloff, you missed us on the hot sauce. You'll have to watch the rewind. But back to what we were talking about, I'm still echoing kind of bad. As far as who's to say this isn't a case? You see these things happen. You hear these people say, oh, they were missing. Oh, they went to work for the government. And it looks more and more and more Like he was either trained or recruited. And according to some sources out there, saying that somewhere down the line, maybe not him necessarily, but others in his family have connections to Nancy Pelosi.
It's like his grandfather's brother or something like that has.
I
And so
mean,
it's distant connection, but the fact that
but
there's
that's
a
the connection you need
what are
because
the fucking odds?
oh,
You
you
know?
say, oh, so think about it. You're talking to your friends. I need my car worked on. Oh, that's cool. My cousin Jimmy's nephew, he works on cars. I'm gonna put you in with him. It's that easy. A long family connection isn't that long when you start putting pieces together. Oh, my grandson on my daughter's side, you know, he does this. He's in Ivy League. Oh, he'll be perfect. Give it 6. I want to see because there's all these pictures of people that died in the Apollo missions and shit like this. That now they're finding pictures of these people alive because they didn't think they'd be posted on social media, right? Now they're finding the correlations and saying these people are alive. Who's to say in 6 years this guy doesn't come out somewhere alive? He's been living on an island because all these rich motherfuckers own islands. We put him away. We think he's in jail right now,
Yeah,
but really he's put up just being taken
I
care of,
seriously had that thought.
and we're just being misled.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're gonna have to do this for us. Just go missing for this long. They're gonna find you in a McDonald's. It's gonna suck. Make it seem
It's
like
gonna be
you
shitty.
don't like it. And I think it, and yeah, and then
We'll take care of the attorney because his attorney hasn't said who hired him or nothing.
yeah, but they're like, hey, but look at this. This is a bunker we made for you in Maui. Remember when we burned all those people? Yeah, we made this bunker for you, and you can live out your days there. There's a bowling alley in there. He's like, yeah, mom, or whatever. Yeah,
That's crazy. But think about with rich people, how you pay debts.
favors.
This could be one of those favors. Where there's smoke, there's normally fire. Again, I still think this is a
Too
massive cover up for South
much
Korea, but
fucking smoke.
this shit is starting to rage, burning out of control. It's a wildfire we see off in the distance. It just hasn't got to us yet. So we're like, what's that smoking? Oh, that's a wildfire.
And it's hard to think that these wildfires aren't happening at the same time with this whole Diddy thing and this whole CEO thing. Like all these things that have ties to people at a higher level are happening at the same time, right before Trump's going to be in office. And all of a sudden, the CIA is not working for Biden anymore. He's working for Trump, right? Is it the CIA that works for him or is it the FBI?
All of them.
They all work for him. So right now they can use those people because my whole theory, and I hate to say this out loud, but fuck it. It's my theory that there's a CIA agent or somebody of that caliber who actually did the hit, disappeared in the fucking place with the eyebrows that don't match, and then they found this kid somewhere.
That's the one. Eyebrows that don't match.
Shit,
That man has such distinguishable eyebrows, and the one thing the person that did the hit fucked up on,
the
he
eyebrows.
didn't cover his eyebrows.
Yeah, and that guy's probably the guy that friggin' arrested him. For all we know, is the inside
Hey,
joke
real
to
shit.
everybody.
That
See, just like Obama's the one in the caves in the videos from 9/11, the CIA agent that did the
You know,
hit is probably the guy who
it's-
got the arrest.
it's
Fuck.
a give and take. But I
It's-
will say, I don't think he's the one that did the killing.
Oh, 100%.
I
I don't
just
think
don't-
he's the one who did the killing.
I just don't see it. And I'm not saying he's
I
not a
don't-
criminal. I think that it's
I don't feel it, man. My
nothing
bullshit
seemed
detector.
real. Nothing. You said it earlier, and I'll say it again. It's like a 60-year-old who watched Wanted. Was like, they wrote the name on the bullet. That's
a
that's
good
kind of
idea.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
People would believe you.
that
if they
shows
did
guilt,
that.
right?
Yeah, when you're
Makeup
really
right
mad,
on the bullet.
when you're really mad,
That's what
you would
old lady
write it on
was.
the bullet, right? Yeah, yeah. Well, we got to dress him up in all black and make sure he covers his face, right? Just have him run around the corner and get on a bike. He'll run through Central Park.
Hey, what about his eyebrows? Man, fuck his eyebrows.
That sounds
there.
fucking amazing, Nancy. Let's do it. You heard her, guys. This sounds fucking crazy. Just
Oh,
fucking
man.
do it. All right. And here we are now. And they're like, fuck, that isn't as smooth as we
Hey,
thought it was
we're
gonna
gonna need
be.
some. We're gonna need some fingerprints to go along with the case. Where can we find them? And she goes. She looks down at her hand. Starbucks. Make it and get a Starbucks because I just got my fingerprint right there. Make sure you check right there on a.
It's too textbook bullshit.
Two textbook bullshit. And me and Stacy are bullshit detectors because we've seen some shit.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen some shit because you're playing video games or drinking alcohol every day and getting fucked up,
Not even
then you're
that.
not awoke And you don't see the shit that we're seeing.
No, or if you're just part of that coddled majority of people that we just really don't like, who you're part of that I'm a victim phase, and the world hates me. If you're one of those people, you probably don't agree. But for anybody that's
Those
been
people don't listen
awoken,
to our show.
and me and Marcel actually talked about this earlier today, I was like, man, I think about all the shit coming to light right now. That in 2012, when we were talking about it, people were like, this is fucking bullshit. Why are you talking about this? This is a waste of time. And now you talk about it, and it's facts. And it's funny because me and Ryan actually talked about that at work too. But it's all of this is coming out now. What you thought was crazy is facts. The accusations you heard, because we all heard about the wild parties in fucking high school that the shit was going on. I mean, hell, you still got pool parties and shit going on now with celebrities.
Hey, and
But
if
it's
you,
just
I'm actually from Southern California, and if you didn't already know, this is kind of interesting about me. My dad, his name is Danny Falkengren. If you Googled him, you see his IMDb. And he's worked on many, many, many Hollywood movies and series. I've been behind the scenes. I've personally met Tom Hanks behind the scenes of shows. Corey Feldman, many of people I have met. So it's like, I know the industry, and I even know my dad has seen some shit. I heard some stories of them doing coke with John Belushi behind the set.
oh wow.
So stuff like that, it's like he was back there. The first movie he ever worked on was Pete's Dragon. So I know some crazy shit happened. They even had some crazy fucking parties at our house in Simi Valley, California. I was a little kid, but I remember the pool was bumping with people. I could not come out of my room. Actually, I'm not going to call out my mom, but Mom, the way you were chugging that tequila bottle back in the day, good job. I hope she never watches this. She hasn't seen us since like the second episode.
Okay.
She's like, Casey, why'd you say that? Mom, I chug tequila bottles too.
You haven't lived life if you haven't done it once.
If you haven't done it once. But honestly, hey, I haven't drank in what? Going on about 3 years now? 3 years no drinking?
What's up?
3 years over? I don't know. And I encourage anybody that is looking to have a little bit of a change in life and appreciate
Drink more.
things. Either drink more and forget about everything, or talk to your boy Casey. Reach out. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Not real shit. He will motivate you, or he'll try, and then he'll get mad at you if it doesn't work. So
I'm a quick calling out bullshit, man. I hate when people. Even today, two people were talking outside, and this has nothing to do with health at all. So I'm not gonna fucking bore you. Well, one person was like, "Hey, man, we're doing a cover band event, and our band's gonna be playing at this place in a couple weeks. Do you want to come?" And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, remind me before." And I cut him off. I was like, "Dude, either you want to fucking go or you don't. If you need a reminder, you don't want to go." And then the guy's like, "Hey, Casey, you want to go?" I said, "Fuck no, that sounds boring as shit." I said, "Why would I want to go to that?" He's like, "Because we're friends." I was like,
real
yeah.
shit.
And I would like to see you do stuff that I like. Playing songs that I don't like in a venue that I don't want to be at isn't entertaining.
Oh my god, I wish I would have been there for that. Fuck.
Dude, so honest.
I would have laughed so fucking hard.
And I'll be honest, it got pretty harsh after that.
Yeah,
After
I know
that,
it did.
it's like I had to back up my claims, and then I had, are we gonna do this right now? I'm in a mood today. I had a good day at work and everything, but I was in the mood at the time. I was like, someone test me.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't sometimes I'll choose my battles, but today I was like, bring it, motherfucker. I'm ready.
Hey, look, he's gonna cancel this show. I don't even know who it is, and I can just imagine. I'm like, yeah, he's right. I need to do something better with my life.
Dude, I'm serious. If you stomp when you're walking because you're not used to walking, get your ass outside and listen to us in the earbuds.
If you stomp when you're walking because you're not used to walking,
it's not gonna get better.
Oh, that's funny as fuck. Oh,
Dude,
dude.
I think some people have shoes they just never broke in. It's like,
They've never been to toe.
geez, would you live at the beach?
Some people don't want to crease their shoes. I will give it to the expensive shoe wearers, but even then, they don't stomp.
And I can only say this because I'm not only somebody who preaches it, but I practice it, and I used to be fat, and I used to be unhealthy, and if somebody told me at the time to shape up my shit, I'd tell them to go fuck themselves, and I'd drink some vodka. So I get it. I'll shut up.
And I think everybody has a different way. I think you probably motivate more people than you know. I think we just because we're live, we don't see everybody who gets motivated.
Well,
But-
shit. I mean, what on a regular basis? Think about to yourself. I mean, you don't need to say it, but what do you do on a regular basis that's productive in your well-being as a person? When you die, you said, you know what? I did this every day, or I made a difference by doing this.
Who's the definition of productive, or who's defining it, and who is it productive for?
From within, you can tell
No,
from
I'm asking this because
yeah.
if it's only productive for you or like your relative circle,
No. What's important to you? You as a person. What's important to you? Not the person next to you, not your family, not your fucking dog.
but your family can be.
I don't give a fuck. We're not talking about your family right
No,
now.
I'm
We're
saying
talking.
there
I
are
know,
people
I
out
get it.
there that'll say my family is what's important to
My
me.
family is what's important to me. I get that, and your family will always be important to you. But number
Will
one,
it?
you have yourself.
Will it?
It
We're in a
doesn't matter.
place now where the
That's why
family
I'm
is
saying
being torn apart. So
Number one,
can't
I don't
say-
live for my daughter. My daughter doesn't live for me. Would you say that's true? Okay. So number one to me is me. And the number two person in my life is my wife. We lean on each other. No man can survive alone. That's why the whole symbol of man leaning on each other is like some unity symbol, because you have to have that one other person. Mine's my wife. So
I think for most men, it's their way.
okay, well, most men it's their
That
wife.
are
Well,
married, obviously.
and to be productive, I know when I'm productive because I feel it from within. I don't need someone to tell me or see it on paper or see an amount
But
in
check
my
me out.
hand.
With what you just said, couldn't you say that? Like, I can think of a person we work with who video games makes them feel productive from within.
Yeah, and I would say if you believe that, then you're gonna die unhappy.
But hear me out. Based on what you just said, you said they should do what makes them happy. If that's what makes them
No.
happy,
Not make you happy like you push a
that
button, something artificial, something you have to strive for, something you have to build, something you have to create. Anything you get just
isn't
by
that your definition?
anything you get by at a push of a button is
By
not going to be
instant
appreciated.
gratification.
Instant gratification is never going to be truly appreciated or valued as a person. That's why if somebody gives you something, you're quick to throw it away. If you were to by hand put together a TV that worked, do you think you'd give that away or throw it on the ground? No, that's might be a silly example, but you see what I mean. When you
I would agree with you, but I remember the first shelf I made in woodshop class, and it was actually really good. I didn't give a fuck about it. My parents didn't even hang it up.
Stacy,
Like, real shit. I
Stacy and
still have it though.
carpenter.
What's crazy though is I still have it. And I was actually thinking about this, and then I was like, I obviously feel some sense of pride for me to have kept it for this long
Thank
and
you.
never fucking used it. Like,
Thank you. You take
It's
pride in it.
like
I built a coffee table when I moved into this house, and I was looking for projects and stuff last winter. I built a fucking coffee table. I even did like what's that stuff called? Oh, fucking, I'm having a brain fart.
epoxy.
The epoxy. I did the epoxy pour with this stuff in it that made it glow in the dark with shells in it, see through. I did all the
He
wood.
goes hard when he
I
does.
stained it. I
shit.
fucking lacquered it. I bolted it. It actually looked pretty fucking good.
He made a speed bag stand.
My
for
wife
hanging
maybe
from the roof.
Oh, the speed bag thing is fucking legit.
I'm
That
saying
thing
that's
is-
what I'm saying. Like I
yeah.
can think of multiple things you've made that I'm like,
in
those are things to be proud of.
and it wasn't until I started making things, and it started with wood burning. When I quit drinking, I started picking up hobbies to take up my time because I would go stir crazy until I drank or did something. First, it was running. I'd be like 10 o'clock at night. I'd be jumping out of my skin wanting some alcohol. So I'd be like, fuck it. I'd put my running shoes on. I'd just run angry until I was tired. And then I had to go to bed. So one day I picked up wood burning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a wood burn. I'm going to
I
do a
remember
clock.
this.
And the clock looked so fucking cool. This thing I made, I was like, I'm going to take it a step further. I want to outline this cartoon picture of my kids. I was like, wow, I'm going to try and do some shading. Oh my God, I can shade? Oh my God, this looks like a real picture. I bought an elaborate fucking, my parents bought it, a
He's not
potentiometer with this thing. And I did such an elaborate picture of me, my wife, and our tattoo artist from Kauai, which I would never go on a vacation to Kauai without sobriety, would never learn how to wood burn without sobriety. I mailed him back the picture that I lacquered up and everything. He said, his name's John Beachley. He's in Kauai. Look him up. He said, because we still talk and text, he said he gets more comments on that wood burn behind hanging up on the wall than he gets on anything that he ever did in the thing. Saying, one of your customers actually mailed that to you. So it just goes to show you don't know your true inner potential unless you try hard at something, you give it a go, and you don't just try it with a program that somebody else created. Now, the person that created that program from scratch, I want to shake that person's hand, not the person playing the fucking game. Can I get a pound on that?
I mean, again, I can't. It's my thing. I think you're entitled to your opinions, right?
No, I'm fucking right.
And I think that it's just like you would stand on your anthill and argue it.
Anthill?
I think that there would be other people that would stand on their anthill and argue shit. I
My
think
anthill's so much bigger than your
I
anthill.
think everybody's different on what they want. And I ask this because everybody I sit next to at work, one of my favorite questions is, what's your favorite food? Right? And I ask this because you'd be surprised some of the perspectives you get. Some people will be like ramen noodles, like ramen from like a pho place. You might get chicken parmesan. You might, most men, steak, right? But what to them, that person who seems eclectic, their favorite thing might be movies.
I love
You're a
movies.
movie buff,
I love movies.
but check me out.
I love movies so much.
Does that make them a bad person? That's what makes them happy, and that's all they want to do is watch
No,
movies?
that is a enjoyment. That's something that you go out of your way to bring enjoyment to yourself. I get that.
That's a video game.
But in order to better yourself, you also make sacrifices.
So for those people
So
who
you,
are,
so when you better yourself, you make sacrifices. It's not all just fun and
well, let
games.
me ask, because there are people that make way more money than we do
Now you're
video
putting a
games.
value of money on
playing
it.
video games.
Now you're
I'm saying
valuing
no.
money.
I'm saying playing video games, right?
You said money.
Exactly. I'm gonna go somewhere with this. So again, that is their joy that now is turned into a profession, right?
You can say right all you want. Doesn't mean
I'm asking you, is that not a joy that turned to a profession? If they took what they love, like if you were a movie buff,
profession, I'm not talking
a
about
perfect
professions.
example, because you just said movies, right? People get paid to review movies, right?
Yeah. Right. If you do
That's-
what you love, you never work a day in your life.
They play video games,
Yeah. So that's cool. You can die happy that way. That's cool.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
Now
what
your
makes
level
them
of
wrong
happy and
from
my
yours?
level. See, I speak from such experience that it's hard to relate to
I'm
other
not
people.
arguing anybody's point.
I know I'm
just
not
asking.
arguing you at all. It's just when I talk to people, this is why I don't like talking to people. This is why, and not you, but people at work. This is why I don't like fucking talking to people. This is why I sound. This is why I sound
I
bitter.
know what you were about to say was fucked up because of the laugh that just came out of your mouth. And that's hella fucked up. I don't even know what you were gonna say, but I want to hear it. I'll tell you that.
I lost my concentration.
I'm
I'm just not as
sorry.
smart as I thought I was.
I'm
I guess.
sorry. No.
No. On a real note, I honestly believe that any enjoyment you get out of a push of a button or anything is not going to be a lifelong enjoyment or something you remember. Not like you remember that thing you built from scratch. Now, I went from renting to sleeping in my car to my parents' basement to my sister's basement to back to my car to an apartment to this apartment to almost getting kicked out. I've lived at the very bottom to also going online and getting the most expensive pillow I can buy just because that's what I feel like having the best of. Because I was making so much money, I was like, man, I got everything I need. But
Let me get a good
so
pillow.
all that excitement, I had money in the bank. I was wanting to spend. Money does not buy happiness.
Casey is definitely the least money.
I bought a
motivated
drone.
person you'll ever meet.
I flew it off my balcony. I lost track where it went. It landed somewhere. I couldn't find it in 5 minutes. I didn't give a fuck. Okay, so it's like
I'm not
that
wasting
mean-
my time with this shit.
that's because money doesn't have a big value to me. If I worked hard for my money in the sense where I built canoes from scratch and I sold it and I bartered the price and everything, and it was one big purchase, and that would be one thing I took a lot of pride in.
Your chicken coops.
Now, my regular job is my regular job. If I get spoiled with money or if I feel spoiled with money, I don't get enjoyment by spending it. It's like I don't get eternal enjoyment by spending money. I get internal enjoyment by building a chicken coop. I even build shit by using scrap stuff. It's not about financials. It's about building things
Well, I
with
think
your
a lot of
hands or
people that
making a difference.
compensate with money or compensating for something, because, and it's maybe not like sexually, I'm talking about as far as they may be sad, they may be depressed. There's a lot of people that impulse buy, but money allows you to enjoy your hobbies. At the end of the day, if you don't have money, you can't buy the wood to make your chicken. If You don't have money. You don't have the money to feed the chickens.
Yeah,
right?
that's why you got to play the
So
game.
it's, and I'm not saying you don't, but
Yeah.
I'm saying for some people, that is all that matters to them, and that's their enjoyment in life is making money. I
There's
just
a
think that
balance.
you
I make
can't-
money. I make money. I play video games.
I agree.
I do
I'm
stuff
not
for profit.
saying you don't do any of this. I'm saying when you think about what makes you happy and you have such a strong stance on it, which you will stand on a mountain for, I think there are other people that feel the same way about the life they live and will stand on a mountain. It doesn't
And
mean
I
one
get
person's
that.
right or wrong. And I'm saying this for the
Yeah.
audience.
For the audience.
It doesn't mean that somebody's right or somebody's wrong.
I will argue
what
that
he's wanting is you to find that thing
Yeah.
that gives you passion, that brings back love, and it's something that you do. It's something that maybe in 3 or 4 generations they can say, my great great grandpa built that. My great grandfather built that. My mom built that. Like, that's my mom's recipe. Like, the things we used to say growing up. You know, I took pride.
not on a screen. Not
I
on a
take
screen.
pride in saying my grandfather built his house by hand. That's a true statement. I'm proud of that. Nobody really in this generation can say that much more. I'm also proud to say that I have a friend that if he built me stairs in my backyard to go in my backyard, my guy made that. My guy Casey built these steps. He helped me do this. You know what I mean? Like,
It is a
those
big
are
jump
things
out
that
there.
give you that pride to be able to say. And I think he wants people to find that thing that makes you proud to say you did that. And everybody has one, but you'll never have it if you're filling your life with distractions, which is easy, instant gratification of pressing a button. Take a day, go out and find out you might be good at dribbling a basketball. You might be good at swimming. You might be good at woodwork. You might be good at soldering. Who knows?
Or how about instead of saying my favorite food is ramen noodles, how about eat healthy and not manufactured food? And
Pho is actually not unhealthy.
my point being, my favorite food used to be pizza, but then all of a sudden, after sobriety and finding the right, it's hard to enjoy certain things.
I want you to
when you
hear
know
yourself.
it's hard to enjoy certain things now that I know better. Knowledge is power. So if you're enjoying these things, just
And Marcel will
seriously.
100% agree with you because he's huge on the healthy food advocate. I'm saying, when I said ramen, I was talking about pho, which is homemade broth with homemade noodles and things like that. It's not ramen that you get out of the pack.
How many motherfuckers in our office eat homemade broth and homemade
You
noodles?
can go get pho.
You said ramen.
Because people know when you go to a ramen restaurant, a pho restaurant. I wasn't going to say pho and then they think I'm
We do a
country
survey
saying
on
four.
this.
That's fine. But again,
You said
this
ramen
is where you
earlier.
go into being cultured. His favorite food was pizza,
Earl-
y'all.
Earl-
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
I use
Like-
that as an example. And early you said ramen by name.
I did.
Okay,
Ramen. Because
but now
when
you said pho.
when you go to a pho restaurant, you have the choice between pho and
Stacey,
ramen.
Stacey,
You
when
can get
you
ramen
said ramen, what
you
did
can get
everybody
pho
picture? Okay, you made it sound like the person who's giving the answer was a simple person.
Check
So
me
if
out.
a simple person said they
Casey.
like ramen, what does
Casey.
a simple person mean?
Casey. You'll watch the recording and you'll
What's
see
a
that I
simple mean?
said
Ramen.
ramen, like the pho you get at the restaurant. I followed it with that statement for a reason. Because I knew you immediately
Ramen.
would think of
So-
ramen in an orange pack.
And I automatically can't think of one motherfucker that would say my favorite food is ramen. Like at the yeah,
I feel like this isn't something that should be argued about.
it is. It should be argued about.
That's fine. I think that you feel that way on everything.
Everything I believe in. Yeah,
And
'cause
that's
I'm
fine.
not going to accept
I
it.
shout that out, Marcel. It's funny because you're the second person now I've heard say that. That mac and cheese is one of their favorites. And you
I used to
agree
love
and
mac and
disagree.
cheese.
I know mac and cheese isn't good for me, but it's still one of my
That's why I
favorites.
stopped eating it.
And that's true. You know what I mean? I think that I was surprised when I heard mac and cheese because I've never been a huge mac and cheese guy. But there's so many ways you can do it. I just think that everything we do is unhealthy. And for us to pick that today I'm going to pick food is what I'm going to worry about. But I breathe air that has chemtrails in it. We're all dying.
And that's why you got to
Enjoy
balance
your
your
life.
lifestyle.
Enjoy your life. I watched
Control
my mom
what you
die
can.
from cancer. And the only thing she said at the end of it was she enjoyed her life. That
Amen
was
to
the point
that.
that mattered.
Enjoy your life.
Whatever makes you enjoy your life, however you enjoy it, do something that makes you proud, or at least, again, not even makes your family proud, makes you proud, and have a good life. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Eat good, live good, feel good.
Man, I don't agree with any of this shit. It sounds like you're writing greeting
That's
cards.
fine. That's you. You know what I mean? But also,
Live good, feel good, do what you want. If you want to murder people, live your life, be happy.
So obviously, with that statement, Casey is saying that he would want to murder somebody and he would want to be killed. Because I again prefaced
that's
it
what I'm
with
saying.
treat others the way you want to be
That's an
treated.
insult to the American people's intelligence,
Again,
Stacey.
Y'all see what I deal with. The person that is selective hearing. Paula, I shout you out. But again, treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the golden rule at the end of the day.
I believe in that.
Which is, anything you want to sign off with?
I don't know. Love you all. Go fuck yourself. I'm Casey.